Okay, so other kinds of problems that you're going to be facing are the perimeter problems. And you seem pretty strong there, but nonetheless, let's go over one just in case. Now, let's say we have a rectangle. Now, what is the perimeter? Well, you have a certain length and you have a certain width. Now, actually, this would be considered to be the length. Usually from left to right is the length, and usually up and down is the width. So the length is 10, and the width is 7. And the perimeter is like how long a fence would be if we were to surround the court with a fence. Well, it's really not that hard when you think about just kind of adding it all up, right? Because that's 10 down there, and that's 7 over here also. So you could literally just add these, and that would give you the perimeter. But mathematicians love to come up with equations that help us move through things rather quickly. And the equation for perimeter that they came up with, as you know, is the perimeter equals 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. And it is often the case that L stands for length and W stands for width. Okay, now I'm going to read a problem from the book, and you may have already done this already, but we're going to go over it really quick, just in case. And that is that the perimeter of a certain basketball court is 266 feet. All right, so we already know that the perimeter of this particular basketball court is 266. Now, just based off of that alone, the fact that the perimeter is 266, we know that in this particular problem, 266 therefore equals 2L plus 2W. All right, and in fact, I'm going to zero in on just this part right here, because this is what we're going to be focusing on ultimately. All right, so 266 equals 2L plus 2W. And then they say that the length is 35 feet more than its width. So they don't give you the width, and they don't give you the length either at all. So you're going to have to kind of figure that stuff out as you work through the problem. And then they say, find the dimensions of the court. So when they say find the dimensions of the court, that basically means what's the length and what's the width of the court. All right, well, we know that according to the problem, the length is 35 feet more than the width. Well, since L stands for length and W stands for width, we could say that the length equals, well, 35 feet more than the width, so that would be W plus 35. And that's a nice relationship between length and width. So then, as you demonstrated pretty well earlier before, all you really have to do is use substitution in that case. We have the original equation right there for perimeter. I'm going to rewrite it down here. But I'm going to replace actually this P with the 266 because we already know that the perimeter is 266. And that equals 2L, I'll just write that again, plus 2W. But we already know that L is W plus 35. So we're going to replace that L with a W plus 35. So we end up with 266 equals 2 times W plus 35 plus this other 2W. And at that point, it's a distributive property situation where you have 266 equals, now we already went over the distributive property, so you know that that's 2W plus 70 plus another 2W. And this 2W and this 2W are like terms. They both have a W in it. That means that they can be combined. They would be combined into 4W. And then we have 4W plus 70. And we could always rewrite the 266. Why not? And then you would just solve from there. And you seem pretty strong with solving equations like that. Just to be thorough, we'll go ahead and just solve it anyway. As you know, it would be a matter of subtracting 70 from both sides. And we would end up with, let's see, 196, yeah, equals 4W, and then it's like 196 divided by 4 would give us, let's see, 16, 36, that would give us 49. So W equals 49. So great. But unfortunately, they asked for the dimension, so they don't just want W, they want L also. And in order to find L, we just plug that 49 back up here. Where was that? This right here. This right here. One second. So we go ahead and take what we know W to be. Now once again, W equals 49. So we could put that 49 right there. So L ends up being 49 plus 35. And 49 plus 35 is 84. So therefore L is 84 and W is 49. Now this is kind of like a big old mess. It's not the most organized demonstration, but again, you seem pretty strong with that, so we're just going to leave it alone.